All right, so there we go. All right, hi, my name is Ben Purdy, and this is some of the stuff that I like to do. I'm going to be talking tonight about a particular project that I did a while ago and some of the tools that I used for that. So real quick, who here knows what Minecraft is? Anybody? Okay, all right. Well, just to introduce some other people to it, it's a very popular indie video game, and the whole world is made of these blocks. And in the game, you can walk up to them and you can break them down and collect them and sort of build them back up like you're living in a giant Lego set. And it's really fun, and I've played the hell out of this game. And so a while ago, I was working on a software tool to do projection mapping. And what that means is projecting video or graphical content onto real-world objects that aren't necessarily just a screen. And so I sent some concept footage to my brother of this project I was working on, and he mentioned that it looks sort of like a Minecraft block had been brought into the real world. And so that led to this late-night chat where I was sort of thinking about this idea, and then once it kind of stuck in my head, I realized that I had all the technology and that I had to build a real-life Minecraft block. And so how do you do this? And so I figured I'd make a bullet list of features. So I got to know when someone's hitting this cardboard box, and I've got to do some graphical processing and make some animation of it breaking, and then I've got to get that graphical content onto the cardboard box. So how do you know when you're hitting a box? Well, I use a thing called a piezo element. And if you took apart an electronic drum set, you'd find one of these in each drum. And they're kind of cool when they're physically struck. They make a little pulse of electricity. And that's neat, but you can't just plug one of these into your computer. So that's where the next tool comes in, the Arduino. You already heard about those in this awesome Wi-Fi audio mixer. That's awesome. So I use one of these. It's a little open-source microcontroller platform, and they're real cheap, and they're pretty easy to program, and they're good for people like me that don't have a whole lot of microelectronic skills. So I hooked the piezo element up to this thing. I wrote a little program that could translate that electrical pulse into data that the computer can understand. So that's the next step, is rendering the animation. And for that, I use another tool. It's an open source tool called Processing, and it's a programming library sort of built on Java, and it also provides a very simple code editing tool that sort of hides a lot of the complexity from you, and it lets you get up and running really fast. It's great for rapid prototyping, and I use it for a lot of my, my apps and experiments and things. So that's what's running the sort of animation process. I'm drawing the little graphics of the block breaking, which leads to the final step, and that is sort of the tricky one, and that's how to project it onto the box. So the easiest way to kind of conceptualize this is imagine that you're peeking out through the lens of a projector, and this is what you'd see from the projector's point of view. So even though those are all square surfaces, they look sort of like diamonds. They're sort of distorted from the projector's point of view. So using the software that I wrote, I pre-distort the images from that Minecraft block, and if you get all the points lined up just right, and you mimic the distortion that the projector is seeing, and then you project that distorted image back through the projector, magically, it all sort of lines up, the perspective distortion cancels out, and you get this crazy-looking, like, sci-fi glowing box. It's just a cardboard box. So I got it working. It was a lot of fun. I was hitting it with, sticks and stuff, and then before I went to bed, I thought, hey, I'll take some video of this, and so I recorded some video, and then I put it on YouTube, and holy crap! Like, I didn't do anything. I woke up, and whoa. So a lot of people liked it. I got all sorts of crazy positive feedback. I actually got a lot of really, like, crazy trolling, sort of like, oh, this is fake kind of feedback, and that was actually kind of the most fun part about this whole thing. And it was just really fun. So that's how I made a real-life Minecraft block. So after doing this, I had some sort of interesting things I thought I'd share. And this first one's kind of obvious. But for a long time I was doing projects like this, and I was like, oh, people might think that's interesting. But until recently, I hadn't been documenting it. And as soon as I started doing that, all these people came out of the woodwork, and I met all these amazing people that found my stuff interesting, and I had a whole lot of opportunities to participate in projects and events, and I owe a lot of my freelancing jobs to this stuff. So if you're doing awesome stuff, and you're not putting it on the internet, then you need to stop not putting it on the internet. And so that's kind of the first thing. The second thing is the tools that are available right now. So even if you're not some kind of crazy coding guru, there are so many awesome tools right now. We're sort of in this Cambrian explosion of open source tools to do really cool stuff with technology, and they have equally awesome communities backing them up. There's so much reference material and these thriving communities of people that can help you get started. So if you have some kind of cool idea like a Wi-Fi audio mixer or something like that, just jump right in, because it's really not that tricky to do, and there's just this plethora of awesome ways to do it. So you can find more of my projects on my website. You can find me on Twitter, and I'm going to demo this thing at the intermission, so stick around. Awesome.
All right, folks, that wraps up the first half of our presentation tonight. Let's give another quick round of applause for the first 7 folks. All right, there's a 20-minute intermission now. Take good care of the staff here, and we'll see you back here in 20 minutes. Thanks very much.
Out.